Welcome back, everybody, to our final match of the day. It's the G1 League qualifiers, and as you can see, I apparently have a team to call my own. Breakfall is using my image from the International 2 as their avatar, so I have to root for them, right? But of course, they're playing up against Mineski, one of the fan favorites. Mineski, a well-known, most famous team from the Philippines, spearheaded by their captain, Bimbo. Well, their star player, Bimbo, anyway. Let's see what he can do here. The draft now well underway. We're jumping in a little bit late, so do apologize for that. But after this match, we're going to have about an hour break and then come back with the We Play group stages. Group letter E, I should say, Group E. The first group of 8 to be played out over the course of this month. We'll do 2 groups each weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And then for a grand total of 8. So once that is done, we'll move into the next stage. So that's coming up after we finish our G1 League broadcast for the day. Again, if you are watching this on Twitch TV, you are doing something very wrong and very bad, and you should feel bad unless you fix it, which is to go watch on the G1 League website, g1.2p. Oh, I'm actually forgetting it now. Let me double check. It is g1.2p.com. You can watch the stream there. The chat's there as well, so you have full access to everything at your disposal, and it helps the G1 League. So if you want to support us, support the G1 League, and make future editions bigger, that is what you can do to help out. But with all that being said, the draft now well underway. It started with a Magnus first pick by Mineski. Very standard. I would say the 4 most standard first bans from this team, and Shadow Demon, Puck, the next 2 picks. So we're looking at potentially... I'm actually not sure if Bimbo's in this game. I'm going to double check right now. I can't do it yet. I will check once we get out of the screen, because apparently I'm locked in at this point. But we'll see if it's the full Mineski roster. I believe it is, though. He's probably just under a Smurf right now. On the side of Breakfall, they started with a Rubik Lifestealer, having that second pick, and then finish it off, round it out with a Queen of Pain.
10 seconds remaining.
You see, as far as their bans went, they banned the strong tri-lane carries.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, not the strong tri-lane carries, but the pretty solid tri-lane carries. And the Phantom Lancer, the Naga Siren, and of course, these are heroes that can just really be a pain in the ass to play against. Between Son of the Siren and just everything Phantom Lancer does. Breakfall, they don't want to deal with that sort of thing. They don't want to deal with the net for the Lifestealer, but instead Mineski says, fine, we're going to anti-mage you, because this is the G1 League qualifiers. We ain't messing around. So none of the sort of standard flashy heroes for Mineski. No Invoker, or Bimvoker, as some people like to call it. We're not seeing a Templar Assassin or a Tiny, anything like that. One of his most famous heroes. But what we are seeing is a very solid, well-rounded lineup. An anti-mage here that does quite well against Lifestealer if he has an okay start. Obviously, Orchid and Basher can ruin him, but we'll just have to wait and see how the game develops.
5 seconds remaining.
So slowly but surely, the draft will proceed. I also want to mention, for those who don't already know, that the GEST, the challenge, is now underway over on BTS2. As I understand it, there are some audio issues, and with Dota TV, we'll do our best to get those sorted out. We had some issues with our microphone. We had to replace it. We're still working off of a temporary setup here. I think Lumi's actually using Purge's computer, so unfortunately, the microphone that Purge uses was only using one ear, basically. So we had to switch to another mic at the last minute. And again, we're not in a fully set up. Once we are set up, these sorts of things won't crop up. But in the meantime, we're doing the best we can. So the stream appears to be working. And at any rate, we'll try and get it sorted out for you guys soon. But the GST challenge goes on. They're only in game 1, I believe. So they have that rest of that best out of 3 between MUFC and Vichy Gaming. And then the final match of the day is going to be between LGD International and Orange. And the 2 winners of those move on to the Winners Bracket Finals in that double elimination tournament. There's a ticket for that one, of course. And, well, if you just want to watch it on stream, it should be a treat there as well. But with all that being said, it's a Lich as the final pick for Mineski. Something unusual. Obviously great versus the Lifestealer because Frost Armor... Well, great in a certain sense, because Frost Armor is amazing against any melee carry. But obviously he's food for a hero like Lifestealer at the same time. So we'll just have to see. Pyrian Flex actually not casting with me. That would just be yours truly at this point. So Pyrian Flex had to go take care of the Babby, unfortunately. And I am casting off of Dota TV, so this is going to be 4 minutes delayed in total. Sorry about that, but I think spectators are enabled in the client. Well, they obviously are since I'm watching. So if you want to watch live in the client, or with 2 minutes delay, you do have that option. You won't get my in-game audio, though, if you do that. So, anyway, with that being said, let's introduce the teams. The G1 League Qualifier, our last qualifier match of the day. It is going to be BRX playing on the Dire side. They have me, yours truly, as their avatar. Queen of Pain being handled by Derby. I'm going to call this guy C, or maybe C2, even though C2. We're going to call him C2. Playing the Rubik, Sen on the Life Store. Panda Huria on the Sand King, and Oatmeal on the Weaver. And then over on the side of Mineski, the big dogs from the Philippines. Oa on the Shadow Demon. Observers and Sentries picked up. We have Geo playing the Lich. And this is a great time for me to actually see who is who on the side of Mineski. We have... Wait a second. That's not G1 League Tony. Oh, Joven! Oh, that's right. They made the roster change. I completely forgot about it. They now have Joven on the team. It's no longer Woots, and I believe Bimbo is actually playing support now sometimes for them. I saw him play it once, so we'll see if he does it again. But Yanni on the anti-mage. So Joven Sanity has arrived for Mineski. He's going to be on that puck. And last but not least, let's see. I think this one is Bimbo. It is Jay. Indeed it is. So the plot is now sort of exposed for us all to see. They are going to be running him potentially in the jungle. He's starting with a stout shield. We'll see. Mag said here that you don't really need a stout shield if you're jungling, though. You're better off just spamming Shockwave to kill the creeps and doing a lot of pulls. So maybe they're planning to solo him. It looks like they are. They're going to solo the Mag bottom, run a dual lane anti-mage Lich mid. This is extremely old school. Lich has saved up some gold. But Oa's got to be careful. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he just spots them out. He'll be able to get away to safety. That was a bit of a bullet that he dodged there. So they're running a Mag Shadow Demon dual lane, an off-lane Puck being handled by Joven, and then a dual lane anti-mage mid. Very interesting. The dual lane anti-mage mid was really popular for a time, but has not been seen in ages. The pole camp has been warded off for the moment, so they're going to have some great vision as well of the movement of Oa. Not full vision, but it's pretty solid at that. It gives you that nice little slice of paradise over here. And then, meanwhile, the Weaver going to be sitting bottom. It looks like they may leave him alone. They're going to rotate the Rubik towards mid. I think they're expecting some sort of aggressive tri-lane. Just based on the fact that they're sending 3 heroes top. Bit of an unusual start to the laning stage for both of these teams. Remember, this is single elimination, best out of 1, so whoever loses is going home. That's why Mineski not afraid to turn to the anti-mage, even if it may not be exactly what their fans were looking for. Server 2E, G try. Looks like they're gonna go. I can't even get a ping. That's, oh, I'm in Dota TV, that's why. Duh. So, no idea if the players are lagging really badly, but the unpause will happen, so it's gonna be that off-lane Puck being handled by Joven, and they may be able to kill him. If you can lift him at the right time, then, like, right after the orb, and then you get in range with open wounds, he is dead, and they're gonna go for it now. It's all over, Red Rover. If you get caught here, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. Joven needs to orb away. Will he escape? He won't. He'll go down. Joven. No wards for him. No real support to speak of. Didn't see the full transition from the supports into his lane. The good news, anti-mage is farming quite a bit. Just getting lots of CS in the middle lane. 6 and 2 already. The Lich is going to control the runes. Queen of Pain. This is a lane where you can actually kill Queen of Pain. Once the anti-mage gets enough levels, if he gets boots before Queen of Pain, you can run her down. And already, Geo just being such a pain in the ass. Look at him. Trading with Derby, who was forced to actually go blink at level 1. And took stats. He took stats. This gotta be a misclick. And an extra 2 stats is nice, I guess, but... yeah.
Oh, did that hurt?
That's not gonna help you much later on, so we'll see. We'll see if that was a misclick or not soon enough, I suppose. I imagine he will be leveling up the Blink later on. I expect he'll be going back for the stream, but this really screws you up if you're Queen of Pain, as they're gonna go in again. I mean, because when you're playing a hero like Queen of Pain, if you take, and he didn't take any points at Shadow Strike, so he could basically just max the Scream down by level 7. and get the ult, but he's not going to be able to take Shadow Strike. They're going in mid. There is a blink, but they could dive this. Oa wants to, but the rest of the team not going to. They probably could have dove it, though, with the Disruption Illusions. Those will tank a few tower shots if you A-click properly to remove that tower aggro, but just playing it safe, playing it secure, and meanwhile, Joven, driven back top lane. It's hard for them to go on him. They have to start with the Rubik lift. They can't really rely on the Sand King Burrow Strike. As long as he's not lagging too badly, he can always just phase shift to dodge that one. And now Shadow Demon comes top, so Oa been all around the world and back again. This anti-mage. Yanni is farming. Yanni is getting a lot of farm. He's already 19-6. The Mag is farming well, too. And things are actually looking pretty damn good. Even Joven being a total nuisance top lane. He wants to man up, go for a kill against the tri-lane. Almost enough. Orbs to the far side, and Sand King's just sitting there scratching his head. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Now Tango's through the trees. Has a Burrow Strike. Will connect on that. They don't have a lift, though. There's no follow-up, and this puck is just going to laugh his way to the bank. Now Oa shows up. A wild Oa appears. There is no puck silence yet, so they can wait this Sandstorm out, though. At level 1, it's only 20 seconds. And that's what we see now, is they're going to try for it. He doesn't have Burrow Strike. He doesn't really have mana. Are they throwing him to the Wolves? No. Disruption to start. No follow-up, though. Just some harassment, it looks like. Now the Shadow Demon going to run away from the Lifestealer. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage up to 24 CS. Queen of Pain getting absolutely nothing. Derby, he's level 3. He hasn't taken a skill yet. He's taken 2 points of Blake. What is this game? Some next level Queen of Pain just completely... Oh man, I have never seen this in my life. Gets a kill on the Shadow Demon too. Now gonna start taking the Scream. They're gonna go in again. I mean, because when you're playing here like Queen of Pain, if you take, and he didn't take any points. I hear myself. So he could basically just. I hope that hasn't been going on the whole time. Sorry if it has, guys. I didn't even hear that until just now, but I imagine maybe it was just a freak incident. Yeah, Stats Quap. I'm reading the chat now. Stats Quap is exactly what I'm thinking. What is this build? He does come back for Scream, but even so, his max Scream is going to be delayed. At this point, I mean, at the rate he's going, he needs 3 more levels to max it. He is level 4 right now, so if he skips his ultimate, he could have 2 points of Blink and a max Scream, and then get his ult later on, but it's just such a weird build. Blink is obviously helpful to level up just because... Sorry, he's got to be level 8 to max the Scream at this point, unless he skips the ult, like I suggested. Top lane, what a play from Joven! Kills the Lifestealer against an aggressive tri-lane. How is he doing it? He's also got Dream Coil. Joven Sanity has arrived. Mineski fans rejoice, because he is playing like a total boss right now. He's got the silence. He might have the damage here to get the kill. It's going to be tough, though. He doesn't phase shift. He will drop. But still, getting a kill against a tri-lane by yourself is ridiculous! And he's a puck! He's a freaking puck. It's not like he's a bat rider, some really dominant offlaner. Just some weird plays from BRX across the board. I want to be rooting for Breakfall here. I mean, these guys have me as their avatar after all, but goodness gracious. Some weird stuff. Some weird stuff in our final game of the day. Things are getting wacky. Things are getting strange. So, as far as the overall state of the game, pretty much dead even in terms of gold. Experiencely going the way of the Dire, but still not too bad at that. And now the Sand King, working away in the jungle a little bit. Just trying to get some levels up. He is level 4. He's farming. He's leveling pretty nicely for support because of that puck kill. But puck's up to level 6. Lifestealer, Midas recipe online. Gloves of Haste on the way. So despite the death, he will have the Midas, but it could have been faster. It could have been a good minute or so faster. And going Midas against an anti-mage who's getting free farm is a very questionable decision. Because, in theory, Lifestealer can deal with anti-mage later on. If they have an Orchid before he gets his Manta, or if they have a Hex after he gets his Manta, and you have something like a Basher, you may be able to kill the anti-mage off. But when you go Midas, you are going to really delay the point where you can start pressuring the enemy team, potentially forcing the anti-mage to come to fights. Joven's simply going to try to orb away, but he actually gets burrowed at the perfect moment, and now should be falling here. Oh, not quick enough. Should have ported to the orb when it was right about here. Just gotten some distance, because the nice thing then is, even if they run you down, it's going to give your phase shift an extra second or two to cool down, and then you can live. Plus, you're at the tower, you can Dream Coil them, so bit of a misplay from Joven. Maybe he's lagging. Not entirely sure. Anti-Mage jumps in, has Mana Void, gonna unleash it, but the regen rune was there in the nick of time. Now they throw Yanni back into the tower. Might be able to kill him. This stats quap might be the death of Yanni. There's a blink, there's a scream. Not gonna go. Just gonna play it safe. Has actually been leveling up Mana Break just because he's laning in a dual lane against Queen of Pain. Normally you would never see this. Or normally you wouldn't want to see this, I should say. You might see it in Southeast Asia because a lot of players really like leveling up Mana Break, but if you're just going to be going for split push and early Battle Fury, then not ideal. But is he? Yep, Broadsword. Okay. I was thinking maybe we'll see our first non-Battle Fury anti-mage in like a billion years. But apparently not the case. The rotation comes into the middle lane for Puck. Now Joven sitting at level 7. He's spotted out by a dire ward. I can't draw on the map. That's infuriating. I'm so used to being able to John Madden it up all over the place.
Tower is under attack.
I don't know, man. Just continue to push this bottom lane. In comes the Weaver. So the one lane I didn't really get to talk about much this game is the Mag versus the Weaver. It's a lane that both heroes should get some farm in, but it seems like Weaver's been forced to last it under his tower constantly just because we've seen just so much pressure on the lane
tower is under attack.
from Bimbo, and as a result, the Weaver's CS is very poor. 22 CS. He had some pressure. There was some pulls in the lane as well, coming from the Shadow Demon at times, and not from the Lich. The Lich has just been sitting mid, but as a result, really struggling in farm in a matchup that Weaver can't really win against a safe lane mag as any kind of backup because he's just going to get the early arcanes and spam you to death, but you should get a little bit more CS than this. So just good play from Bimbo, and Oatmeal falling a tiny bit behind. Mid lane, they go into Derby. No, not going to commit. Just a Nova here. A Nova there, or a Frost Blast. Top lane, onto the Puck, who drops the silence. What a Burrow Strike from Pandaria, and by what a Burrow Strike, I mean what a, well, weird Burrow Strike. Drops the Dream Coil, not quite enough to get the kill. Oh, Pandaria, 2 poison stacks up. Is he going to drop? I think it's only level 1 poison. About to take 40 damage. Yeah, not going to be enough. Yanni contesting this topper, and if Derby blinks for it, he may die. Oh, it's an invis. He'll get it. He'll be okay.
Radiant's top tower
That was
is
a
under
bit
attack.
dangerous, though. If there wasn't an invis there, he might have fallen, but he did have this
Radiant
rune
structures
ward up, so
are
he does know.
fortified.
Problem is, Gio's denying it now, so there's not going to be any more vision. If Mag finds an RP, this will be a kill on the
Radiant's
Weaver.
top tower has
He can
fallen.
skewer in, he can drop the RP, but Bimbo's not going to go for it. And the tower falls in the end of the top lane. The Lifestealer picks it up. The gold actually dipping towards the Dire, despite their stats quap, despite giving up a kill against a solo Puck, which is actually the only kill of the game for the Radiant. Now the second kill happens as the Mag drops the RP bottom lane, kicks off the Weaver. Something we saw earlier. It's just Mag can burst the Weaver down from full to nothing. He's actually got Bracer, which is smart because he needs every little bit of HP to have a chance of surviving, but even then, it's not enough. Yanni, probably about... Yep, Claymore on the way, so Battle Fury going to be fairly fast this game. 66 CS, 11 minutes in. Not quite as much farm as Miracle, but he's playing mid, and farming mid's a little bit difficult because sometimes you're more likely to be last stand under your tower, and of course, it's easier for your opponent to get some denies. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Sanky picks off the Mag. Oh man, I think I need that Red Bull after this game before replay kicks off because the missed kills are piling up. Just pretend you didn't see that. In goes Joven mid, looks for the silence, but the Burrow Strike is there at the perfect moment. What a play by Pandaria. And one more auto attack from Joven. Phase shifts at the correct moment, dodges that tower shot. Will be able to at least get the kill, but he's trading his life as a solo, and a very highly leveled solo at that in the offlane for that of a Sand King. Not really a great trade, but they forced 4 heroes bottom, so in the end, I think something that Mineski will be happy with, even if it wasn't really ideal play.
Dire's middle tower is
Double
under attack.
down on sorcery.
Radiant's
They
top
rotate
tower
back
is
towards
under
mid.
attack.
Gio as well as Yanni, just 2 peas in a pod, hanging out together. Double damage on the anti-mage. May go into the jungle and just do some neutral farming until this lane pushes back out. Probably going to kill the small camp. Nope. Realizes the lane's back mid. He's going to go back mid. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mag looking for a skewer. Almost has RP up again. Oh boy, this is a great time to kill him, but he pile drives 2 back. He's got the RP soon, and he's not easy to kill. They don't have the Queen of Pain ult because of the weird skill build. He's just going to miss the
Radiant's
shockwave
top tower is
on the
under
Weaver.
attack.
Boy, that point in stats is just ruining Derby. Otherwise, he'd have his ult by now. Uh-oh, Weaver in trouble. RP on the Queen of Pain, bursted down. Oh boy, dodge that orb. Coil is there, doesn't catch Oatmeal. Oatmeal, like Neo in the Matrix, just bending around time, dodging all those bullets in slow motion. Nice skewer out from the mag, but looks like he will still be caught. The puck will be countered. Buyback from Derby, who rejoins the fight. They get 2 kills. The armlet up on the Lifestealer. But the issue is they're not doing anything to deal with Yanni, who now has his Void Stone, is now going to be getting close to his Battle Fury. He's a bit behind the Lifestealer. BRX, they have the potential to burst this Anti-Mage down in the mid-game with a Basher on the Lifestealer and an Orchid or a Scythe Device on Derby. The problem with that theory is Derby isn't farmed. He's got Power Treads, Bottle, he just bought back, so no new items coming for him anytime soon. And just the Lifestealer alone, probably not going to be enough to kill the Anti-Mage unless he really overextends. Because he maxed Mana Break, though, he is a bit squishier. That's why I really don't like this build, especially versus the physical damage that a Lifestealer can put out, which is enormous. Yanni could still die at this point in the game. Had he gone Burning build, it would have been much more difficult to kill him off. They are going to go with the Infest Bomb. Derby. Nake's inside of him. Looking for the Rune bottom. Rune spawns top, though. It'll be a regen. Did I really just assume what the Rune was going to be? It's going to be an Invis. It's not an Invis. Oh, man. My brain is weird. Man, I don't even know what to tell you. But Lich is going to get caught here. He's got Chain Frost. Are they going to go on him? They have the Rage on the Lifestealer. But that Chain Frost will still bounce to the Queen of Pain and make her very sad. Blink coming soon on Bimbo. He's about to get that out. Yanni pretty much has his Battle Fury. And Jerome's up on the Weaver. So just getting some cost-effective HP. Mid lane. Here we go. They're sieging this tower. They want to take it down. Battle Fury out in the AM. You see it picked up now. But Sen muscling it down. I don't think it's the Sen from StarCraft 2, by the way. He's one of my favorite StarCraft 2 players from Taiwan, I believe. But I don't think this is that Sven. That's Sen, not that Sven. Blink in from Queen. Scream to go. God, this Queen of Pain is so underleveled. You really see the effect of the Lich Sacrifice spam. Level 8 at 15 minutes into the game. Normally you'd be like 11 or 12 at least in a standard 1v1. I mean, well, not 11 or 12, but like 9 or 10 at least. And if you get some kills, potentially 11 or 12. But this is an awful start for Derby, who has no items to speak of, no farm to speak of, and has gone back for Shadow Strike at 15 minutes into the game. This is a very unusual way to play Queen of Pain. Next level. The next level is getting next leveled right now by this Queen of Pain play. Meanwhile, Owa just sitting in the jungle, continuing to look for pulls. Anti-Mage Battle Fury up. And the Blink Dagger should be coming soon on Bimbo. I'm thinking Mineski is actually in an okay position. Even though they're down all this gold, that's pretty much... I mean, if we look at towers right now, there's one tower down for the Radiant, there's one down for the Dire. So towers are even. It's pretty much the cost of the Midas that separates these two teams. But Yanni should be able to outfarm BRX if he just plays efficiently in the jungle. I would like to see the supports doing some stacking, preparing the Ancients for him, just making sure that he's not wasting any time. It does seem like Mineski, you could really see the difference between them and a team like First Departure, who just has polished to perfection their 4 Protect 1. Mineski playing kind of a weird hybrid and not quite as efficient as they could be. Still, are we going to see an Orchid on Puck? This would be a very odd item. Blink Dagger is so incredibly good on him this game. Blink Silence of Weaver is devastating. On Quap is devastating. On Sandkid is devastating. I don't know. Orchid is a nice, cute item in some fun pubs, but would not like to see that from Joven. He's a great player, but you ain't that great, Joven. Get the damn Blink Dagger already. Make me happy. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I want to blink. I'm actually not that hungry or tired because I'm sleeping all day and staying up all night casting, which is basically a Dota player's dream. Especially getting to cast these great teams. So Breakfall smoked up in the enemy jungle, planting some wards here and there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Everybody's
attack.
saying hi. Now searching out. I really wish I was in the game so I could chat with my team. Apparently they're my team since they're using my image. I could actually sue them in theory. I don't know if that would work held up in court, but using my likeness, man. They didn't get my permission for that. It's all good, though. I look pretty good in that picture, if I don't say so myself. I'll look better after a few months of going to the gym regularly, though, which I have been doing now. But Puck looking to go in for the blink RP and then a silence. This will be a kill if the mag could lead the way, but he's got to just land that RP immediately. Oatmeal can get out of the second. Oh, Orban, silence to fly. No coil to follow, though, so the time is wasted. Yanni, Yasha coming next. Starting to accelerate that farm. You can already see his CS is really pulled ahead of the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is up on top in terms of kills. Joven really has 6 deaths? I feel like I have ADD, but what can you do?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Meanwhile, top lane, they finally got the Weaver. As soon as I look at chat for a second to make sure there aren't any stream issues, Puck picks up a Blink simultaneously. Joven, a big item for him. That Blink Silence is online, so not going to go for the Orchid in the end.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, he actually had Arena Bacillus, so that's why. He just disassembled it. He'll build Power Treads later. Try to think why he would have that, but my brain is all over the place today at this point. It's been like 7 hours of casting, and I have another 5 or 6 to go. So, yeah, here we go. Hopefully I'll find co-casters for the second half. As I believe Europe is well awake by this
Dire's
point.
top tower is under
Joven,
attack.
blink up. RP available. They didn't actually have to use it top lane. They just were able to go with the silence and the coil, it looks like. Pick up that kill. And now just kind of lurking. So it's turning into a passive farm fest. And this is something Mineski want. They've got a devastating teamfight composition. Whereas Breakfall, in theory, pretty good with Rubik especially. But they're light on lockdown. They have Burrow Strike and they have Lift. That's really it.
Dire's middle tower is
Stolen
under
RP, stolen Disruption perhaps. But nothing you can count on. Which means if they're not stealing... Oh, really? RP as well as the coil combo. Triple kill for the team. And now they want more. They want this Lifestealer. He can infest inside a creep. If he tries to run, he might be able to get away just with that armlet. He is very hard to kill. But the double blink in, destruction and annihilation, the order of business for Mineski. No mercy from them. They now blink Silence Derby, who will fall as well. The woes continue. And all of a sudden, a game that started off 1-5 is now 9-9. Mineski doing a beautiful job pulling themselves back inside this game. And now, in fact, should be leading. In fact, look at that gold graph. It's going up. It's going straight up. So is the experience. They're clawing their way back in. And it all comes down to the blink on the Puck, the blink on the mag, and the backlines of Breakfall just being so squishy. If anyone gets caught, they're dead. I mean, aside from the Lifestealer, that's the one hero who can live through that initial barrage. But if he gets caught with Rage not being used and RP'd, he may die as well. Especially once Anti-Mage finishes farming, completes that Manta style. Not farming quite as fast as I would like. You see now Refresher being built by the Magnus. Yanni, 150 CS. It's about 7 CS a minute. It's decent. It's not that 10, 12 CS a minute you can have if you're just farming freely, but it should be enough. He's serviceable, basically, at this point in the game, and they have such a strong team fight with the Mag and the Puck that for Breakfall to actually pick a fight is going to be nigh impossible. Derby is going for an Orchid of his own. It's going to be a while, though.
Radiant's middle
Just
tower
not sure about some of the decisions by Breakfall this game. It seems like they're costing them a lot, despite having a really strong
Radiant's
composition.
middle tower has fallen.
Going for a Midas on the Lifestealer, in theory, is amazing, but when you're giving away a total free farm to an Anti-Mage and a Mag, and they have a Shadow Demon also to kite you, then you gotta really make those first few ganks count, and they're just not quite... He's still ahead of the Anti-Mage, but a lot of that gold is invested in the Midas, and eventually Yanni is gonna pull ahead. We'll see, though. They are building the Orchid and the Queen of Pain. They'll have that window where they can bring him down before the Mantis is complete. He's going to blink right into a Rubik, then gets lifted back. Can be Burrow Striked here as well. Blink was stolen, but there's just no follow-up. He can just keep on running. He'll blink south. He'll be fine. Meanwhile, they get the tier 1 top. They could go on Oatmeal here. They have Blink RP. Blink Silence. No RP needed. Skewer's going to miss. Maybe they have to RP now. They do. No hesitation from Jay. As soon as he missed that Skewer, he said, okay, we're going to use RP here. We're going to make sure we get this kill. Oh, it continued to scout out those neutrals, dropping the Shadow Poisons, just doing a little bit of additional farming. Gold-wise, Mineski at 1,500 back into the game. Now on top, but only by a small margin, and a huge item for Breakfall. The Blink Dagger up on the Sand King. Farming quite well for a support, to be honest.
Dire's top tower
Sitting way
is
above
under
the other
attack.
3. This could be a game changer, this Blink Dagger. With this, now they can potentially bring that Anti-Mage down. Before he completes the Manta, before he gets that next item after the Manta, he's going to need to go for something, probably like a Vitality boost to this game. He could try and go for the split push like what we saw from Miracle, but he's not nearly as far ahead. And that's the issue. If you go the butterfly route, you can maybe get brought down. Derby, dropping low, coiled up. Where's that shockwave? Where's that RP? Blink into the shock. Now Skewer's back to Sand King out of his own Sandstorm. Has the Blink Dagger, but won't be able to use it. Chain Frost finishes the job. Really nicely done. Now on to Oa, but Senna's fighting 1v5, and as soon as that rage ends, he'll be in trouble. Anti-Mage Monovoid is here. Is he going to drop it? Not yet. Now he will. 4 heroes dead. Weaver the lone survivor, and all he's doing is farming top. A disastrous team fight for Breakfall. Things are just not looking good for this squad. The Sand King really needed to be parked behind the team there. Oh, guys. I'm conserving my voice. It's a 13-hour day of casting. You can't talk constantly for 13 hours. Well, maybe Toby can, but... I ain't no Toby in that respect. Gotta drink my iced tea every now and then. We're gonna see Bimbo on the hunt, has his RP. And he's gonna look to go on Derby. Can blink in and RP this. Bimbo not going yet. Once that skewer first, he is not gonna find it because the Queen of Pain's here, drops the ult. Bimbo just throws his life away. Straight down the drain. Will Puck going next? Will Joven be the next in the line?
Double damage.
Will he throw his own life away too? Doesn't look like it. Manta now up on Yanni. 24 minutes in. Decent enough from the looks of it. Breakfall. Even if they get that Orchid out of the Queen of Pain, it's not going to be that helpful against him. It can be very nice against the Puck, against the Mag, but against the Anti-Mage, not going to do much. And he's the one they have to kill, because eventually he will outfarm these carries sufficiently to be able to just carry the game by himself. He's now 2k net worth ahead of the Lifestealer. Pretty much as expected. The Lifestealer just drops off after a certain point. Battle Fury is scaling farm throughout the game, whereas the Midas, pretty much a static improvement in your gold per minute. But you can only Midas every X amount of seconds, every 100 seconds. That doesn't improve. You don't get to Midas faster and faster. You don't get to Midas multiple creeps. As a result, Sen starts to slip behind. I imagine he'll go Basher now. He's got the Belt of Giant Strength. Basher will help against this AM, but by the time the Basher's out, we may see that butterfly on him. Uh-oh. Some dewarding. Dangerous dewarding from this Rubik. Yanni saying, oh, hey, I'd love to go for you. You look like a tasty treat. But he was spotted. Will pop the Manta Illusions. Going to leave one to scout in case he gets ganked. And looking right now at the map, he is pretty much in the dark. There's 4 heroes off the map. Now 2 of them revealed top lane. Sen even popping Heaven's Helper on that Anti-Mage Illusion. Blah, blah, blah. Or Jay. Chillin' mid. Shockwave is the stolen spell. Top lane. Here's your silence. Derby dropping low. He's not going to be able to live through this, I don't think. Yep, he'll fall.
My voice.
The Orchid, as well as just the burst damage. Joven finding solo kills. He was 3 and 6. Now he's 6, 6 and 8. And remember, he was against the Tri-Lane. Joven, the lead level in this game. Got the first blood this game against that Tri-Lane, just playing really well. Impressive stuff, and it seems like he is a bit of an upgrade over what they had with the old roster. Really stepping up the game of this team and giving them some additional versatility and, you know, allowing Bimbo to go back to a hero. To play sort of those heroes that, like Magnus, that they weren't playing as much in the past. Uh-oh, they're trying to go in on, but he's got RP, as well as a Ghost Scepter catches 3, skewers them all together. Now the chain throw's thrown in. Can you say Wombo combo? Bouncing, bouncing, now the silence, now death, and now the Lifestealer on the run. Well, this is fighting without the Anti-Mage, by the way. They're just getting pretty much wiped by themselves. No AM even in sight. Now Holobribe is like, oh, hey guys, we had a fight. Triple for that Puck. Joven on a roll, and now the push mid. This looks to be the end for Breakfall. So far behind, so incredibly far behind. That's 4 hits, and just more death. Ultra for Joven. Joven. He's playing like a champ.
Dire's middle tower
Now they're just going to break the base, and for Breakfall, what can they do? They have that Blink Epi. We haven't really seen it yet. Because it's always the mag starting the fights. Rubik, of course, won't be able to steal any big spells as mag has passed him since then. Jay's done a nice job of that. They do have that Blink Epi, and unfortunately it's daytime, so finding the space to channel that is going to be tough. Something stolen by the Rubik. Just Blink from the Anti-Mage. Could maybe look to go on Yanni. There is no RP to counter-initiate. There is a coil, though. And RP is actually almost cooled down. God, that spell's cooldown is so ridiculous. Now they look to push the bottom lane. Good wards deployed all around the map by Mineski. Making sure that after they take these towers, they don't allow Breakfall to freely forage in those lanes. They're going to make sure they have vision up. Actually just, well, that's not efficient. Just sells his Tranquil Boots, then buys Power Treads. That's not how you do it, guys. Disassemble those things, then build them. And then a fresh Vlad's delivered by the courier. Well, that's one way to do it. That's like the laziest anti-mage play I've ever seen from Yanni. Oh, man. I mean, he didn't waste that much gold in the end. It's just funny because it's a little bit less efficient. Derby has the Infested Lifesteal inside of him. Still no Orchid out. The stats first Queen of Pain, 2 and 5. Doesn't seem like this build is working. I heard a skewer. Clearing off some trees. Has a blink. Has an RP. But gets burrowed. Can he get it off in time? He needs to RP. He catches 2. What a chain frost. Holy crap. That was an incredible chain frost. Anti-Mage dies. But more kills for Joven, who wants another. He's going to get the Sand King. He's godlike. Joven is godlike. And he may be able to blink away in 1 second's time. Is he going to get out? No. Uh-oh, what TP's away. 4 heroes. Holy mother frickin' Christ. That chain frost. They were like right here. Just boom, boosh. Where's Pyrion when you need him for a good boosh? Damn you and your kids. Just kidding. I love Baby Flex. Sounds like a wonderful little rascal. It sounded like I was talking about a food. I love eating Baby Flex. Flaxseed is actually very healthy for you, by the way. If you need fiber in your diet, that's the way to go, I'll tell you. That flaxseed. That is a food, by the way, if you haven't heard of it. It's not very good, though. It's kind of bland. What a weird game. What a weird game after some really straightforward ones earlier. Some stomps, some back and forth. We're just ending things... I feel like I'm in a surrealist painting of a Dota game right now. Queen of Pain going stats. Anti-Mage just selling his Tranquil Boots to buy Power Treads, and then building Vlad's separately because he's too lazy to disassemble them. So many clowny things going on in this game. Here comes the rotation from Breakfall into the enemy jungle. Or into their own jungle, rather. I call it the enemy jungle because it's just Yanni's jungle at this point. Pushing the lanes with a complete... basically whatever the hell he wants. And oh boy, now we're going to have the Bimbo. The Bimbo double RP special. This is not going to be fun. Double RP, double skewer, double trouble for Breakfall. And now Lincoln Sphere up. Just the perfect... I'm gonna go kill your team 2v5 build. Lincoln Sphere on Puck is amazing for that kind of play. When not the best item if you're trying to play with a true 5v5 spirit, but that's what we're seeing. Man's up, and then blinks away. Oh, just taunting him. Joven just taunting. Teasing, really. Basically saying, if you only had 2 or 3, I would have just killed you. But since you have 4, I'm just gonna blink in, silence you, strut my stuff a bit, and then I'll reluctantly walk away. But I'll make you suffer for it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yanni pushing that bottom lane. There's the disruption on the anti-mage illusions, just creating extra AMs. A nice little army. More of you indeed, Shadow Demon. Hey, I have someone to talk to now. Meanwhile, mid lane. Oh boy, it's just Joven finding all these solo kills. 13, 7, and 9. Suddenly, godlike. Now the tower being denied bottom. Breakfall. They don't want to accept their defeat. But it feels it's inevitable. That's a Blinken. That's an RP. That's a double RP. That is absolute massacre. Who needs Bim Voker when you've got Bimbo Magnus? I gotta say, maybe this is a strong hero for him. He's been playing it well today. Just nailing the RPs. Patient, but decisive when he goes. And now it truly is too many AMs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count them and weep. That's a lot of freaking AMs. Going on the Rex. Going on the base. Everything to fall. The end is here. My team, Breakfall, is going home. I am a sad, sad panda. Team LD. They jinxed themselves. Once they took that LD avatar, there's just no chance. Mineski just laughed their way to the bank. Meanwhile, in the base, Joven just killing everyone off by himself. Now has a 4-staff to go with his Orchid, his Blink Dagger, his Lincoln Sphere. Remember, this was an off-lane puck against a tri-lane with a Rubik, a Sand King, as well as a Lifesteal. One of the stronger tri-lanes to kill a hero like Puck in the game, because you have a reliable starting stun in the lift, and then that great follow-up in the Burrow Strike. Just ridiculous. And is he really doing this right now? He's still got phase shift. He's still got coil. He can phase shift now. No, he can't. He's silenced. Down he'll go. Pile drive again from Bimbo. Here comes Yanni. Has the Mana Void. No one to really target with it yet. Gets bashed. Doesn't have Manta. Now he'll unleash it. Now he can send them on to Queen of Pain. Good micro from Yanni, but bashed again. Forced to blink away. Derby jumps forward. Lich cleans up 1 kill. That's going to be Geo contributing, throwing a few cents into the pot, basically. And now they're going to go for the tier 2 top. 2 lanes of Rex down. This should be the end. Mineski steamrolling their way through this game. It's been a slow game, but it's been a steamroller of a game. The double RP only 50 seconds away. That is not going to feel any better the second time around. So gold-wise, 20k lead. Experience-wise, about 25k. Pretty much a straightforward game from here on out. Mineski just need that one more lane of Rex. They should get it with ease. They can try and go on Mag, but you're not killing the Bimbo. Not with Anti-Mage lurking in the wings. Yanni continuing to farm. Should finally have his next item soon. Boy. As well as Bimbo's played on Mag, I am not convinced about Yanni's Anti-Mage. The skill build, the item selection, the lazy shopping. Like, the laziest shopping I've ever seen. Not sure about it. We'll see, though. For the moment, content to farm, content to secure a guaranteed victory here. And, well, it will be just about guaranteed by the time they actually go to push. But meanwhile, Scooter, Joven on his little personal cloud of mobility items, can even go for a kill here on the Sand King. And the issue is with this Lincoln Sphere, there's nothing they can really do. If he gets the silence here, this is death for the Sand King. Starts with the silence, follows up with the ult. Down he'll go. Wands up, but won't even matter. Still has the 4-staff to work with. 4 steps away. Queen of Pain ult completely whiffed. Not Derby's day, I must say. Can't blink, though. No phase shift available. Trying to run to the north now. Disrupted now. Chain Frost blinks away. Avoids the disastrous fight. But in the end, the Queen of Pain is there. And now the RP on Derby. Derby will fall. RP number 1 has been used. Will there be an RP number 2? We'll find out. They could just end the game now. They'll go for the double RP. That's going to be some Bimbo Dota coming at you. And GG from Breakfall. Bosyan indeed. Ubosyan. The chat is proud of Mineski today. And at least they have one Pinoy team who moves on. I gotta say, I felt like Pacific actually played better, but they had the much tougher opponent at first departure, so it will be Mineski. One, if not the only Pinoy representative in going into the round of 16, then one of the few. Well, actually, there's one other. MSI Evo GT also advanced. I think that's it, though. When it's all said and done, the throne falls, and with that, the G1 League Southeast Asian Qualifiers Day number 1 draws to a close. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We're not done with casting for today, but we are done with the G1 League. Right now, Gods and Luminous are busily casting the GEST Challenge. There's a Dota TV ticket for that. More importantly, perhaps, for most of you, there is a free live stream available over at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. So while you wait for more casts on this channel, make sure to turn that one on. Check it out. Show some support to my good friends, David and David. Of course, I'm David as well. I will be bringing you the We Play Dota 2 League day number 1 of group stage action. It is going to be GSL-style groups. If you're not familiar with those, I will explain them once the cast actually begins. But basically, the gist of it is there's no meaningless games, so it should be an absolute blast to cast. I'm really looking forward to it. We start off with no Tidehunters group. The first round, the round of 32, 2 teams advance out of each group of 4. These games may be a bit one-sided, but there should be some interesting games. Some of the groups have 3 sort of unknown teams, or 3 teams that look like they could contend for that second spot, even though they'll all have their obvious favorite, like Navi or No Tide, to take first place. So, with that being said, We Play, I think, is going to kick off in about an hour's time. Stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, go watch the GEST Challenge with Gods and Lumi. That's going to be going on for a while today. So thank you all for tuning in. Of course, I'm LD. If you enjoy my casting, be sure to follow me, twitter.com/LDDota. We'll come back in an hour's time with We Play Dota 2 action. We're heading over to Europe. Asia is going to take a rest.